Welcome to the final video for day number 3. We're going to talk about off-page search engine optimization. This topic's only going to take a couple of quick minutes, but it's very hard-hitting because it addresses one of the very big issues or concerns that Google has with your website, and that is Google wants to see popularity and freshness of content. In other words, Google wants to know that other people like your website as well, and Google also wants to know that your site is going to deliver updated content on at least a fairly regular basis. Now, you may be asking, how do we accomplish this? How do we prove to Google that your website is popular, especially if it's a brand new website? Some of you may have a brand new website, some of you may have an older website, but regardless, we both are still faced with the same challenge, to prove to Google that the site is popular. We're going to start off doing that today through a process known as RSS. RSS stands for Really Simple Syndication. What Really Simple Syndication is simply a means for a website to communicate information to a third party. In other words, what I want you to do is think back to all of the websites that you've been to in the past couple of years. Have you ever run across a website that made an offer for you to subscribe to the website? A little button that says subscribe here to get updates about this website or something along those lines. Sometimes what you're looking at is just a regular old email system there, but more often than not what you're looking at is RSS in action. In other words, you're seeing an opportunity for you to subscribe to that website. Tell the website, yes, I'm interested in receiving updates and information. And through the process of RSS, it is going to syndicate that information over to you every single time there is an update on the site. So if that person adds a new blog post, the website's going to automatically know to send you an update that the website's added a new blog post or a new page or new pictures to look at or new videos. Most of the time it's set up to deliver this to your email inbox, so you'll actually get an email letting you know there have been some changes over here. Click here to take a look at those changes. Okay, so how do we use that for our purposes today, for SEO? Well, the first thing that we need to do, the first step involved in the process, is we need to find out where your RSS feed is. So what we're going to do is visit our website. I want you to go to your website now. Just go to your home page, and then at the top of the page, after your .com, I want you to put the slash and then either type out RSS or the word feed. It's typically going to be one of those two, either slash RSS or slash feed if that doesn't work. If you enter that correctly, you should be brought to this page here or to a similar page. This is your default RSS page. This is where every time you make an update to your site, a record of those updates is going to be kept. So individuals can subscribe to this so that way they never miss a single piece of content or a single update to your website. However, we're not done yet. There are hundreds of websites all over the internet that keep directories of RSS feeds to websites. Hundreds, maybe even thousands of websites like this. And these are what we call RSS directories. And the way they work is, let's go ahead and visit one now. And the way these websites work is just like any old directory that you would imagine. They have different topics that are broken out and clickable links for individuals that are interested in looking at websites about specific topics. And typically, individuals can rank what their favorite RSS feeds, all that fun stuff. But the primary function that we are interested in is the capability for you to visit these websites and add your own RSS feed. In other words, you are going to allow this website to subscribe to your website and keep a record of all of your updates. Remember what our goal is here again. It is to let Google know that you have content constantly updating and that your content is popular. Well, the only way Google knows if your content is popular or not is if your links start showing up on other people's websites. Because think about it. If you're on Facebook and you find a video or a website or a funny picture that you like, what do you typically do? You'll post a link to it to share with your friends. Well, Google understands this dynamic, and so they crawl the web looking to see how many third-party websites links are showing up for your website. If it doesn't find any, then it draws the conclusion that, hey, I guess this website's just not quite popular yet. the way we can start the process of changing this is to make sure that links to your website start showing up on other sites. And a manual way to make this happen, or at least to kick off the process, is to visit these RSS feed directories and fill out the little forms. For example, here it wants to know a link to your site. So you're going to type out a link to your website here. It wants to know the title of your site. Try to use your keyword in that title. It wants to know a description of your website. A single sentence description here will suffice. That'll be perfectly fine. Again, try to use your keyword here in that description, but make sure that it's a complete sentence, that it makes sense, because this is what's going to tempt people to click and go visit your website. Choose your category that your website falls in. Agreements, right here, click the little checkbox, fill out the little CAPTCHA form here, and click submit. This should take you all of about 1.5 to 2 minutes. It doesn't mean your site's going to show up here right away. It may take a couple of days. It has to be reviewed and has to get into the cycle or get into the system before it shows, but you started the process. But I want to caution you, do not submit your site to the RSS feed directory until you've added at least some pages and content to your site, like we described yesterday. We want you to start creating your page flow, an About Us page, a Services page, a Contact Us page, a sample blog post. Make sure that you at least have those tasks done before you submit, because if your site is manually reviewed and they see it has no content on it, then it's probably not going to be approved. We don't want that to happen, so make sure you've completed that first, then take on this next step. Now, we're not going to submit to just a single site. In fact, at the bottom of these videos, I've given you a downloadable document that gives you a list of the top RSS feed directories. Not all of them are identical. For example, this one here, RSS Micro, a very, very popular and a massive site. However, you do need to click to sign up first. So you do have to fill out a form with your name, your email, and all of that fun stuff. And then it's going to send you a confirmation email. You're going to verify you're a live person. Then, and only then, can you submit the feed. But it's free to register. Only takes a minute or two. So some of these sites you have to register for. Others you can just submit right from the get-go. But regardless, I have a list of the top 10 RSS feed directories, and your task for today to wrap up this final video is to make sure that you've submitted to all 10 of those directories, provided you've completed all of your tasks from day number 2. That's it, guys. You've started the process. Congratulations. You have now started the process of sending links to your website on third-party websites, something that's very important to Google and something that will only benefit you, because every time you update or add fresh content to your website now, additional links to your website are going to show up on these RSS feed directories. A very powerful concept. We have some additional and very exciting steps for you tomorrow, day number 4. I'll see you there.